You've absorbed 30 years of lone wolf mythology. You've watched the Netflix series, you've read the books, you think you know the story of the Dahmer family. A fractured household, a quiet Midwestern research chemist for a father, and a monstrous son. Declassified records from the height of the Cold War reveal a hidden history. A paper trail that places Lionel Dahmer inside 3 different elite universities during the exact years they served as active, documented recruitment pipelines for the Central Intelligence Agency. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a chronological map. From 1954 to 1966, Lionel Dahmer moved systematically through a network of covert intelligence operations. And today, in this investigation, we are reopening the case file. The trail begins in Madison, Wisconsin in 1954. Lionel Dahmer enters the University of Wisconsin-Madison to pursue his Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. To the untrained eye, he's just a conventional undergraduate. But to the CIA, he was entering one of the most productive talent-spotting pipelines in the Midwest. How do we know the CIA was operating on this campus without student consent? Look at the declassified case of Gary Weissman. He was a University of Wisconsin student body president in the late 1950s. Decades later, a Freedom of Information Act request revealed something terrifying. The CIA had run a secret 5-year investigation on Weissman without his knowledge, vetting him for deep cover operations. He had never even applied to the agency. He was spotted. Faculty members and university administrators acted as secret talent scouts, handing over names of students who possessed high intelligence, technical skills, and what the CIA explicitly termed ideological reliability. Lionel Dahmer, a quiet, conservative chemistry major with a self-described personality of obedient institutional loyalty, fit that profile perfectly. The CIA targeted the chemistry department because their skills were vital for emerging radiological and chemical intelligence programs. Lionel wasn't just learning science. He was flagged by a system. In 1959, Lionel graduates and moves seamlessly to Marquette University in Milwaukee for his master's degree. He walks directly into a highly specialized intelligence trap. Marquette was a primary node in the CIA's 100 Universities program. The agency heavily favored Jesuit institutions because their culture emphasized hierarchy, discretion, and absolute institutional loyalty. But it goes deeper. The CIA maintained a domestic contact field office right in downtown Milwaukee. Their documented job? Interviewing Marquette faculty and vetting students flagged by the campus spotter network. According to historical records, a senior CIA officer named Floyd Paceman even served as an officer in residence on Marquette's campus, specifically tasked with handling student vetting and polygraph concerns. For a graduate student like Lionel, who was already flagged in Madison, contact in Milwaukee wasn't just possible, it was inevitable. If Madison was where Lionel was identified and Marquette was where he was vetted, Iowa State University is where he was activated. In 1962, Lionel moves his young family, including a 2-year-old Jeffrey Dahmer, to Ames, Iowa, to pursue his PhD. Iowa State housed the Ames Laboratory, a top-secret facility heavily involved in weapons-grade material refinement. Lionel's doctoral dissertation wasn't about household chemicals. It was titled Chromatographic Separations of Niobium, Tantalum, Molybdenum, and Tungsten. These rare transition metals are critical components for nuclear fuel processing and aerospace defense weaponry. During the exact years Lionel was working on this defense-adjacent research, the CIA was running active false flag recruitments in the Iowa State Placement Office. An ISU aerospace student named Vern Lyon revealed how recruiters in gray suits would meet students, showing an uncanny, omniscient knowledge of their thesis papers before a word was even spoken. By 1966, Lionel leaves campus with a highly sensitive PhD and enters the corporate world. Lionel joins PPG Industries. Within years, he rises to the highly sensitive federal position of Radiation Protection Officer. This required elite nuclear clearances monitored by the government. And this brings us to 1978, a moment that mainstream true crime completely ignores. In 1978, just weeks before his first alleged murder, an 18-year-old Jeffrey Dahmer, a high school failure with no money and no political connections, is granted private access to the Vice President's West Wing office in the White House. Behind multiple layers of Secret Service security, vetted by daily appointment logs, how does an isolated teenager from Ohio get inside the inner sanctum of American power? It becomes explicable only through the lens of his father's immense federal standing within the defense industrial complex. 3 universities, 3 documented CIA networks, high-level radiation clearances, and an unexplainable level of White House access. The institutional silence around Lionel Dahmer lasted for a quarter of a century until it finally shattered in 1991. Independent investigative journalism cannot survive on algorithms alone. It depends entirely on you. If you want to see the unredacted documents, the full timelines, and part 1 of this deep dive, head over to our Substack right now. It is completely free. Subscribe to True Crime, Case Reopened at the link in the description below to get the full investigation sent directly to your inbox. Before you go, hit that like button, share this video with true crime communities who are tired of the mainstream narrative, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss our upcoming deep dives. Leave a comment below. Let us know what part of this timeline shocked you the most. We'll see you in the archives.